This is the part 2 of the VPC video series. Here we will be establishing this connection wherein a public subnet and a private subnet will be there. And the instance which is hosted in private subnet, we will see if that is able to connect to the internet using the NAT gateway. We will also launch an instance in public as well that will be able to connect to the internet. We'll test that out also. We have done this already in the first video. So this was the structure. So let's try the second part now. So let's create a VPC. Here is the name. Let's give it a CIDR 10.0.0.0/16. 16 denotes that 16 bits are for network and the remaining 16 are for host. VPC is done. Let's create a subnet now. The VPC which we created, let's give it a name. Subnet public. So we'll be creating public subnet first. Let's give it a easy, which is 1A. Let's give it a CIDR 10.0.0.0/24. This 24 is because anything more than 16, as I explained it in my previous video. Let's create a subnet. Let's create a private as well. Let's give it easy. This time it will be 1B because all the subnets cannot exist in a single easy. 10.0.0 or 10.0.1.0 this time /24. Yeah, we have done the private and public subnet as well. So let me quickly tell you what is the difference here. So as you can check, these are two my subnet over here. One is private and one is public. So this 24 here denotes that 24 bits are for network and the remaining 24 are for host. Here the same thing. So these two IPs are different from one another because the 24 bits which are reserved for host. So these are the 24 bits which are reserved for host. And here also 24 bits are reserved for host. So these are the 24 bits. So these two, the first three numbers are different from one another. That's the reason we were able to create a new subnet. If we do 10.0.0 in private as well, then the console won't be allowing us to create a subnet. So you should know this basics. So let's create an internet gateway now. Here is the internet gateway and boom, it is created. Let's attach it to a VPC. This is a VPC. Done. Also, now we will also create a NAT gateway as well. Let's give it a subnet. So this will be in a public subnet. NAT gateway is always in public subnet, but it is used to give internet to a private subnet. We will do that in a moment. So here we have located an IP and NAT gateway is also created. Okay, so we are done with creating VPC, we are done with public subnet, private subnet, then we created an internet gateway and also a NAT gateway. So let's go to our routing tables now. So we require two routing tables, one is for public and one for private subnet. So as you can see, one routing table is already present. As we create a VPC, one table is already created for us. So we will use this table only for our public subnet. So go to subnet association, edit subnet association, and we will choose here public subnet, save. Okay, so this is for our public, so let's give it a name, route public, and save. So after that we also want to give it a way to the internet. So in routes here we'll do edit rules, add a rule over here 0.0 and an internet gateway. This is when, because if it doesn't have anywhere to go, this will go to the internet gateway. Let's save changes. So the routing for our public subnet is done over here. So let's create a new route table for our private subnet. We'll give it a name, route private. Let's select a VPC and a route table has been created. So this is our route private. Let's do the subnet association and private over here. So we are doing this association because the private and public subnet can communicate with each other. And the next part which we do is route over here is that we are giving them access. The public is given the access to the internet gateway, as in it can directly connect towards the internet, and the private is given a NAT gateway because whenever required, private instance can connect to the internet. So done. So here we are. We have created a VPC. Everything is done. Now only the EC2 instance is to be launched. Let's launch an EC2 instance in both the subnet and check the connectivity. Launch instance, free tier only. Okay, we'll go with Windows. Okay, so here we will select our VPC which we created, and the subnet will be public. So this is for our public. Go to the next, add storage. Okay, this is. Let's come back a little, and here you can see that auto IP assign. We will enable this because anyways this is our public subnet and we require a public IP over here. So let's this storage is not required for us right now. Let's add a tag. Let's give it a name. Name will be public instance. Security group RDP. We will able to access to RDP anywhere. Let's add one more rule. HTTP. This is not required. HTTP is there. Yeah. So HTTP also anywhere. So we can connect to with our IP. So we don't need to go to the security group and edit our IP over there. And yeah, everything is fine. Here the key pair you can see, this is the key pair which I have created in my earlier video. So we'll use the same and launch instance. Okay. Till the instance boots up, we will create one more which will be for our private subnet. This is the Windows Server. Yeah, T2 micro and VPC over here, and here is our private subnet. This is anyways disabled because we don't require a public IP over here. Let's go to storage. Let's give it a name, private instance. Security group RDP anywhere. Here we will do HTTP, and also I guess HTTPS is over here. We will do it also. Do anywhere, and yeah, everything is fine. The same key pair I'm using over here once again, and launch instance. So yeah, both of our instances in initializing state. So I'll just unpause the video in time. So as you can check that one of our instance has passed the status check. So this is our public instance in our public subnet. So you can figure this out. I have given a name over here also. And if you come in details, it is having a public ID due to which we can determine which is a public and which is the private one. So let's go ahead and connect and see the connectivity. Let's do get password, browse the pen key over here, decrypt, and this is the password. First, let's copy the public IP and get it. Username, the password. Yeah, we are in now. Just to save you the hassle, I will again unpause the video. So as you can check, we are in now. So let's refresh once and get into CMD. Yeah, we are in. Let's check whether we are able to connect to the internet or not. Ping 8.8.8.8. Anyway, this is the public subnet, so we will definitely be able to connect to the internet. So this is not we were trying to establish over here. So now let's see whether if we are able to connect the private subnet instance also. So as you can check, here is no public address. So what we can do is through this public subnet only, we will be trying to connect to this private subnet, because anyways they are in the same VPC and they can communicate with each other. So we can do this. So here we are in. So let's go to CMD again. No, not CMD, RDP. So from here we will do the RDP to the private subnet EC2 instance. So let's go and connect and RDP, and this is the private IP. Paste it over here and connect. Okay. Now the username and password. Anyways, the username remains as administrator. Let's do get password once again by browsing the PEM file. Yeah, password is also here. Let's enter administrator first, and here is the password. Yeah, we are in. So this is how you can connect to the private subnet as well. This type of structure is usually designed because many companies, what they do is in the public subnet they keep their application, and in the private subnet they keep their databases where the important data is there. So whenever if they require to patch something or update their database, they make use of this NAT gateway and connect to the internet, and then they can update the patches or updates whatever they want. So just seeing. So yes, we are in. Okay, this will take a little time. Let's go in CMD, and now let's check whether we are able to connect to the internet or not. So here is the demonstration where we can check if we are able to connect to the NAT gateway and whether it is allowing us to go to the internet or not. Let's do ping 8.8.8.8, and yes, yeah, we are getting the reply successfully. So yes, we are able to connect to the internet. So this was the part 2. I hope if you have learned a lot from this video. Thank you for watching this video. Have a good day.